So new site 4. New site 4. How did new site 3 go? New site 4 isn't a whole lot different than new site 3, in that you're going to still continue to build out APIs. You're going to create a sections page and handle some user input this time and do some filtering based off of some of the API methods. So with new site part 4, build a section page, a page that displays articles for a specific section, and create an article search feature on the home page. So you will want to copy over the work you did on new site 3 challenge in this repo. This time you can copy and paste the entire source directory new site 3 and paste it into new site 4, which I just did. npm install, don't forget to npm install any dependencies that you have that are not in new site 4. So initially, we're going to create a section page. Let's look at, so I've got my app up and running. Here's my app. I've got this header. When I click on world, national, business, I want it to go to like a world page that has just world articles about the world, national just corresponds to their respective section. So how do we do that? So the section plate used. So a specific section, the section should be loaded when a user clicks on one of these options on the top navigation. The route should display a section page, should go to sections /section ID, where the section ID parameter would be one of the supported sections listed above, opinion, world, national, or business. All right, cool. So go to sections /world. So create a section page inside the page source folder. Sources, okay, just making sure I'm new site 4. Pages, so I want to create a new file called section page.js, RC. All right. Let's see. We should create each one. This says section page. So create a section page, done right there. Define the route sections, section ID to point to the sections page. All right. Let's look at our code, our app.js. This is where we have routes. So just like the article page that accepts an article ID, we want to do a sections, and then section ID. Got it. Section ID. And instead of rendering the article component, we want to render the section page. So I've got the thing down here. It says section page is not defined. I need to import section page, import section page from pages, section page. All right, cool. Let's look at the requirements. In section page, use the fetch articles by section function you created in new site 3. If you haven't created it in new site 3, now it's time to create it. Retrieve articles by section and store the response state, this date articles. Okay. And this date articles into article list component, thereby rendering the article list with articles for the desired section. So tip articles is going to be almost identical to the home page. Consider copying the code from home page into pasting and adjusting for specifications above. Pro tip. Take that. Home page. Ooh, okay. So looks like it's going to render an articles list. All right. should we use effect or component in the section page? It's up to us now.
It's already functional, so let's.
So it's already functional. Let's just move on with functional.
Fine.
All right.
We feel like you don't like functional.
No, I actually love functional. All right. Well, import. So we have this home page. It's got to be identical to home page. Did I do a functional component home page? No, I could convert it, but let's just keep it. So I need state. So I need to use state, and I'm going to have to use the use effect in place of this component didn't know. All right. So const articles, set articles, use state, and then the initial one is array. Let's go down here. So I'm going to need article list instead of the section page, but I also kind of want to say like a section page, but we'll get to that later. I'm going to have to do article. Ooh, there we go. Articles. Need to pass in. So this .state.articles like we did in home page. We just have to pass in articles. And closing bracket. Is everything working? Let's just see if I go to that route, sections, world. Okay, cool. So we have the section page running, but I want to be able to click on one of these links. I actually might revert this back to just the standard way, just for ease of use, because using Material UI, I have to do a little more manipulation and import some other libraries to links. So I might revert back, but we'll get to there. Set articles. So use effect. Takes in a parameter, or takes in a callback function. And now I need to fetch the articles. So I can do, I'm going to copy this over. I don't want to get into an infinite loop like we did that one time during the lecture. Articles, I can just do set articles. Oh, no. Oh, async articles API, not defined. So let's import articles API. Oh, geez. Where is that coming from? An effect function. Ooh. Must not return anything besides the function which is used to clean up. You cannot await. All right, I guess I can't await there. I don't know what that means, but let's just convert it back to a standard API dot fetch article by ID, by section. Now, where am I getting the section from? How did I get this section? Like, if I want to grab world, how can I get that? Sorry?
Yes.
I heard dot match params. Okay, let's see. I'm just going to console log some stuff because I want to grab that world. Console log props dot console log props. props is not defined. Great. So I need to pass in props. Here's my functional component. There's my props, match, params, section ID, world. So match, params, section ID for that world. Cool. Got that. Now I need to pass that into const section ID equals the log section ID. Not sure probably cool. So world. So app.nav. Where's the app.nav? I'm going to get rid of that. So I just got world. Interesting. So I've got the section ID. I can pass that section ID to fetch articles by section. Then data set articles data. Oh no. So it says fetch article not read property then of undefined. So I'm getting undefined. So essentially,
Essentially, the promise is something.
so this is undefined. But like whatever's returned. Let's look into that. Where are my articles? Guy. That makes sense. I haven't written it yet. Fantastic. Go ahead and write articles. Console log. Just make sure that the section is being passed in correctly. Section. I got world, articles API right there. So let's do, you want to use async await or just async await or just regular? Async await. Async await. So in order to do async await, do await, async. Let response equals await fetch. Now, what's the URL? So I've got the URL up here. What's the URL? So section world. I'm gonna actually go back to duplicate this. Back to 3. I'm not 2. 3 to see because it gives us some guidance on those filters. So right here, we have a filter, an example of the filter object. Filter where byline. If I wanted to just grab the section, so would it be section right here? So I'm going to grab that. So I'm only going to grab the question mark. I'm already grabbing all the articles. Go some string interpolation. URL. And then throw that in there. Why did it do that? What am I missing? Filter where so this is all so where I think it's byline. So I can maybe change this to section. And here I can do string interpolation section.
Section ID.
I'm passing in the section right here. That is that parameter. I could call it section ID. Just do that. Oh, no. Okay, and then we got let data equals response dot JSON, and I can just return the data. I get any errors yet? Oh, snap. That's a lot of worlds. Why is that happening? Because use effect is just continuously executing because it likes to do that. So your particles but we can have some logic in here. Like if the article changes. So this is where like use effect and use state, you might be having to use additional states, like defining additional states to just handle logic. So I'm going to do section, set, section, initially null. So in here, I'm going to do some logic. So if section, so I grab the section ID, which is world, and if section ID does not equal section, then I want to execute this function. So the section right now is null. If I get like a section ID of world, I want to make an API request. So then the section is world, but what if I change it? So what if section, what if I navigate to business? How do I know when to initiate this, update this API request to grab the new one? So here, like right currently it's world, so world does not equal null, which is currently, so then make the API request. Now if I want to go to business, so return business, so the business does not equal world, then make an API request. It's still going.
Is there a reason you don't want to use the angle brackets and use effect, or is it just for demo purposes?
The angle brackets?
Oh, I mean the square brackets and use effect, or is it just for demo purposes?
For right here?
Yeah. Or I mean for objects, like you know the wrong ones thing.
Like right there?
Yeah.
See, there we go. Did it update?
It won't break.
So it's not actually updating. Well, because I'm actually not actually executing. So what if I do business? All right. So that's good right now. But it might run into errors if I change this once I actually execute it. But we'll get there when it happens. So I've got this business. So the section page is rendering. But now I need to, when I click on it, say like when I'm at my home, when I come here, I want to actually click on it and go to the section page business. And while I have the section up here, let's do section. Sections world. Oh, that's cool.
Page.
Oh, so I'm not actually setting this section. So where should I set the section? Maybe once I go into the API request? Why am I saying use state? Oh, I'm going to set section. Now it's section ID. that works. But I'm still not changing. What other pages? Business. Okay, cool. It's like kind of working. Calls this 4 times. Why does this call this 4 times? Section page.
Console login. Separate
Oh,
places.
okay. So it's actually 1. Okay, cool. It's only updating once. It's good. Now, so we're grabbing, so section ID does not equal section, it will state. Section ID does not equal section, but set the section ID to section corresponds to the right section run. Make that API request, pass in the section ID. I can even just pass it to section, but let's just keep it at section ID right now. Updates it, renders the article list just like it does in the home page. I'll find it dandy. Now, once we go into here, let's actually make that on-click event. So I have to go into the app.nav. Since mine's a little has a lot of stuff on here, I might revert back just to have links instead of this on-click material UI component. So it's in place of, well, yeah, in place of that. Let's see if we can. Try to comment some stuff out. Oh, that's wrong. I didn't do that. All right. So it still works. It's just a little functionality is a little weird. Design is a little weird. That's fine. Is it fine now? I'm just gonna get rid of that whole thing. Create nav items. I'm gonna get rid of this drawer menu icon. We'll revert back to what we had originally. It'll look ugly, but it's fine. Create nav items is not defined. Under nav items. Okay, here we go. All right, so we have all that stuff. I'm just gonna get rid of that. Originally had it as now it's a class component. Handle click. Cool. So when I click here, I want to actually go to business. How do I do that? how can I go to, so on a handle click, is there another thing, is there another component we can use? And so we have a H tag. Is there any, so we can, we have props, history, location, push, there's that.
Link.
Or can I use link? What is link?
Another component that basically does the same thing like that.
Yes, let's look it up. Yep. It's faster. Link and React router. Custom link. There's a link. So I think this was in yesterday's. So let's just copy that. Link to. Let's not copy it. Over it. So link. So handle item click. We need to put the label. Set up the about. We want to go to, what is it? Section. So let's do section slash sections slash nav item value. Okay.
This is the E.
Thank you. And let's get rid of that. All right, cool. Link is not defined. We have to import it. Import link from React router.com. app.nav. Link is not defined. Right. Install React router.com. Whoa. Each child that shows that key. Like to set a key, let's do I. Failed context. The context router is marked as required in link, but its value is undefined. So what does that mean? So anytime you use a React router method or component like link, it has to be contained within the router. So I'm going to go to app.js. So app.nav is not within the router. It's outside of it. So in order to use the link, I need to be within there. I think I might need to get rid of all that stuff. So cool. So now it's working. Oh. All right. Oh no. Hold on a second. I am going to create a link in my sections page because import. I'm going to create a link that goes back to the home page, just so I don't have to keep pressing back from React router.com. The very bottom, create a link to that home page. Sit back. Cool. So I can go to home page. So I click here, or click on national, goes to the national page. I can click back, goes back. Okay, Article 5 goes to national. But when I click on business, the URL changes, but nothing actually updates. Why is that? So in the sections page, what do I need? What variable do I need to monitor, to keep track of, to monitor whether it changes or not? C. So section. What if I just do that? Does that work? Section page ran. So that worked. But it executes 3 times. Why does it execute 3 times? But what if I did section? So where am I actually changing section? So I'm changing section within there. So if I move section outside of still work. If I click a business, no.
So I think I would take line 11
Take line 11.
out of use effect because that is not has nothing to do with the rendering of the page,
Right.
but just with navigating, figuring out where we currently are, right?
Correct.
And,
So if I did that,
but then for that you will need to use a hook, which will be used perhaps.
I'm not gonna. But yeah, there's. Yeah. So there, we can do it this way. We can even, when the user clicks, comes into here. So we actually got it to work. 3 times. Yeah. And that's okay. It really is.
What if you put props match around section ID inside this thing? It's like brackets.
Inside the if statement.
Oh no, I mean like since the props are changing, right? What
Right.
if you put that as a dependency into the use factor? So like that square brackets thing in the end.
Right here?
Yeah.
So if I said section ID, so I'm gonna move this back out, right? Right?
So why don't we just put the whole declaration props that match into there? Because that's where it gets updated, the props.
So if this changes, right?
Yeah.
Then execute this.
Yeah. That would.
Look at that.
Boom.
I like that better.
Nice.
So any variable can monitor the changes.
Oh,
Bam, bam, bam. I like that a lot. It's all about refactoring, making it more efficient. That's one. Cool. Works. Go back. Done and done with that. Right? You done? Right. Section links. In the current iteration of app.nav, the component accepts a function called handle nav. The function provided via the prop is called section link. Ultimately, we're going to use this functionality to redirect the user event. So can we get rid of all this stuff? Oh, that's where that. Yeah, we already do that.
yeah.
Cool.
I believe so, yeah.
Easy. Is there any other app.nav? Do we need this? Handle item click? Nope. So our app.nav passing a handle click, we're not even using this. I'm using this. See if everything still works. National. Cool. Is passing this anywhere? Nope. All right. Continue moving on. Article search. Right. Let's add the ability to search for articles on the home page. In order to accomplish this, the high level things we need to build are add a new function that accepts a search term, constructs a filter object using that search term. So it looks like this. Create a new method in articles API called articles or search articles. This function should be almost identical to fetch articles by section with any differences in the filter object. Cool. Form group, I think that's React Bootstrap. I'll create there's also React Strap. All right. So in the home page, I get rid of all the stuff. Home page. Got two components and mounts just to show you. I need to create a form that accepts some input. So how input works? Here's my input. Type in something. I'm gonna change some margin real quick. Is that better? In the home page, couple ways to do this. I want to show you how we grab stuff. Combat. In the home page, just create a div. Just call it search article. And the input type is text. Name article. Then you can do like a button. We can also use an input by like what? Find article. Type. Submit. Search articles. So I can type it in and I want it to search the article. So I need to grab, there's two ways we can do it. We can have it filter in real time, or we can filter on the search. What do you want to do? You can do both.
Real time.
Want a real-time search? Or both, okay. So if it's both, we don't even need to submit. Yeah, so I'll just count. So on this form, we do like search articles. We'll search. Search. And it's going to be take up. Right, this is a class component. It's an event. And I'm just going to count the log event. Search. All right, so when I handle the search, can I do like an on change? And execute this handle search. Let's see if this works. Oh, yeah. This target event target value. Okay, I'm capturing what's being input. Now, I want, every time I make a change, I want it to make an API request. Filter articles. And that's a lot of API requests. So, let's make that API request. Call search articles. That takes in the input. And then runs that API request. Do we even make it yet? So it's right here, fetch articles, able to accept filters. So currently filter is null. I'm going to do something. If filters execute one thing, else execute this code. So I'm going to pass in the user's input into here. So I'm going to console log filters. And in my home page, I'm going to make this API request. So API to the articles, API dot fetch articles input dot then do something else. Then what do we get back? Data. Get back the data, and then we can set state. So we actually get back the articles. This dot set state. Articles, which is up here. Essentially, it's this whole thing. Literally, it's a type. I can except I'm passing in input. So down here, I'm grabbing the user input. So on this handle change, let user input equals event dot target dot value, and then running this dot search articles and passing in the user input. Let's recap what's going on. On this input, on change, I'm calling this dot handle search, which is up here. It takes in the event. Right now, it's console logging the user's input, but it's assigning event dot target dot value to user input, and then it's calling this dot search articles and passing in the user's input. Here's search articles, and the user's input comes in here. I'm dispatching or making a fetch articles API request, passing in the user's input. So fetch articles comes into here, or that user's input comes into here. So if article filters exist, this should console log the filter. Let's see if this works. Probably gonna get an error, but oh, AA. So it threw an error because it can't map. That's fine. So A, homepage, articles API, it's ran, it's console logging. But in here, I literally just have to do this thing. Try response, except for this URL, I need to type in that user's, I have to have it formatted with that filter type, like this part. So instead of, so I'm literally just going to copy this filters, filter where title I like, filter where title I like, search, text to search for. The only problem is we need that. Just putting this all on one line. Filter equals where so where filter equals title I like filters. Then it just runs that same thing. Let's see if this works. Oh, I gotta get rid of it. Where is it from? Here's
The 22?
line 22.
Because you just.
Oh, yeah. Oh no. It's not a function. Create articles. Why is it not a function? Create array. What the hell is that? Oh. Article list. State.articles. Article, I'm going to go in the article list, debugging.
We didn't touch anything.
Right.
Same error as earlier. Yeah.
Line 8, articles dot list dot state dot articles. Hold on a second. How is that? Nope. API filters. Whoa.
Is it title or should be something else instead?
Article API.
Yeah, what it,
Are we saving the data to articles to so
filter. I just want to make sure I got title, highlight, filters.
The spaces that's messing up.
Yeah, it's got it right. Let's see. Spaces could possibly be it. Oh, yep. So is the spaces. So no strong.
So it is, we're searching titles. It's not.
Yeah, it's just the titles of the article, and we can change it. So that's a real-time search. Let's change it to a button search. Article list. So handle search runs search API. We have the form, search articles.
So instead of the on change there, you take that
So do events, prevent, default. I need that. So instead of this on change, we can put form. We have a form. ID, I'm just going to create search. On submit, this is where you want to do the handle search. Get rid of this on change. So this button is a type submit, so it can be like VOULPT. So it's not. Uh-oh. Event.target value. Okay,
Sending in the search.
handle search. So I want to, I'm not grabbing anything. This event.target.value is undefined. It's not good. How do I grab the input? So I've got this typed name article. So the name of this input is article. I'm going to console log the event. See if I can find something. Undefined. Event.target. I want to see what that is. Event.target. So it's a form. So cool. Getting a form. I want to grab that input. So here's a little snazzy thing you can do. Event.target. I can grab this name named article dot article dot value. So that's one way you can do it. So Nostrum, but it didn't submit it. Why not? Oh, I'm not actually assigning it to it. UMAIORES. There we go. Ors, IORS. Cool. And so notice how the button, I'm going to format this. notice how the button is within the form? There is a way to, and the reason how this on submit knows that this button is attached for this form is because it's type submit and it's within this form.
Like if you had two forms and six.
If you had two forms and a what?
Yeah, I think that was a use case for that, but
So yeah,
with the button basically being outside the form, sorry, on this one.
perfect. So what if we put the button outside the form? Let's see what this looks like. It's not working. Shoot. Maelstrom. So there is a way to attach this button to this specific form.
Based on the form ID.
Yep. So we have a form ID as search, and in the button, we can be like, all right, what form does this attach to? Well, it attaches to the search form.
You have from.
Now, I can be like, all right, create ESEN. There we go. So in order to attach, if you want to separate the button from the form, you just have to put a attribute form in the button and name it the same as this form's ID. Let's clean it up a little bit.
And this button being out of the form just to be able to move around.
Yeah, there's no benefits. Like, it's just for styling purposes. If it might be easier to style. React strap.
Get it. Import it.
Shenanigans. Okay, I'm installing React strap. Maybe it'll look a little bit better. Hopefully. So same thing, input, type, article name, or search placeholder. I do an on change, and we'll search. But this one is probably gonna change.
So that's when you automatically type it.
Single search, so yeah, so this will be
So we can put it back on the button. We can do different buttons, kind of like Google's like feeling lucky button. Directly to an article.
This is on the search, so it kind of looks a little bit better. And I can also do like a search. So I'm gonna do form on submit. Anyway, yeah, just cleaned it up a little bit. Anybody have any questions? I think that's it. Search, target, value, what you can do, event.target, the name of the input, value. So there's quite a lot of repeated code based, not organized very well. So you might want to think about how you can refactor the API. I'm repeating a lot of code in here. But that's it. Any questions? National, business, world, opinion. I got a back button. I put another back button there. You don't have any questions? I'm going to stop the recording.